3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Yes, Billy Watson, are you up for a go next? If so,
Okay.
please jump on. Billy Watson, everyone.
Hi folks, sorry I've been hanging around in the background. I'm not feeling 100%, so I've really enjoyed the show so far. Really good stuff, and thanks for having me. So I'll crack on with a couple of poems here. I'm not sure if some of you have heard it before, but I'll do them anyway. The first one's called Ordinary Punter. I've been reading alternative books, for I need something real to believe in. It seems we've been travelling outwards, and now we are going back in. I've been shown alternative reason. Now I use hidden parts of my brain. In the past I was questioning nothing. I had the arrogance to think I was sane. I'm an ordinary punter with his mind turned on. I am tuned to a high frequency. I'm an ordinary punter picking up the signals. I communicate directly with me. I've been living an alternative lifestyle, for I want to explore every option. I was conditioned to behave like a robot. Now I follow my own intuition. I've been talking an alternative language to discover why people create. And as I feel my vocabulary growing, I am losing the deep urge to hate. I'm an ordinary punter with his mind turned on. I am tuned to a high frequency. I'm an ordinary punter picking up the signals. I communicate directly with me. Thank you. And batter on.
Very nice.
I'll do another quick one and then I'll do a long one. So the next one's called Animal Instincts. Zombies awaken from the state you live in. Shut down third eyes, don't know where to begin. Wouldn't you like to win back your soul? Why don't you make that an achievable goal? Our animal instincts knew how to survive, but now in the future, they will help us to thrive. Creatures frozen by the yarns that you spin, are you still doing time for the original sin? What did you learn from your lives in the past? Why don't you admit that this life you did cast? Our animal instincts knew how to survive, but now in the future, they will help us to thrive. Golden fish stolen from the tank that you swim. Breathe slowly and calmly, you will not cave in. Where do your feelings urge you to go? Why don't you start there, then go with the flow? Thank you. Actually, I lost a tooth yesterday. Aye, it's no good. So when I'm talking, there's air blowing through my wee gap there, so I'm trying to get used to that. Anyway, this one is called The Time Has Come, and then that'll be me out here. It's quite a long one, so strap yourselves in, aye. So life was going on to what most seemed like normal. The slaves seemed happy in their daily life role, going to gigs, sports, and doing their shopping. Some even seemed quite happy on the dole. Then we heard something stirred in the city of Wuhan. The trusted nightly news informed us of a killer virus. Most of our great British citizens paid little attention. After all, what did a distant outbreak have to do with us? Then the mental little thing had the audacity to spread. Somehow it migrated over 7,000 miles. People in Italy were apparently dying in droves. All of a sudden, people here began to lose their smiles. Fear was ramped up, which got our rectums twitching. All we could do was hope, carry on as normal, and wait. For if this deadly, contagious, microscopic bug spread, we were all going to face an extremely catastrophic fate. Our prime dumpling was recommended to shut down the airports, but Boris decided that that was too drastic a measure. So he waited a few weeks just to make damn sure. He apparently didn't want to spoil our limited free time leisure. Well, what do you know, that pesky little highly contagious germ infected a few selfish British holidaymakers abroad, who casually carried it back into our dear old Blighty. Was this to be some kind of punishment from God? The number of deaths reported increased around the world. Some even claimed the virus stemmed from bat soup. Suddenly, people got nervous to go out in public spaces. They looked to the government to seal the deadly loop. Eventually, a countrywide lockdown was announced. The powers that be decided enough was enough. In order to combat this immediate threat to society, it was time for the establishment hierarchy to get tough. The majority of the population were ordered to stay at home to play their part in the saving of at least one precious life. A lot of men were deeply unhappy with this dictate, as it meant spending more time with their children and wife. People's arseholes now began to seriously quaver, so they rushed to the shops to stock up on bog roll. This caused a huge shortage, which turned many distraught. Little did they know that this was all part of government control. Many other aisles began to look empty as they ran out of stock, which raised the fear factor of the general docile population. We were told that the hospitals would soon be vastly overrun, and it was down to the nurses to save the health of the nation. Only essential workers were allowed to continue to work. They were given accolades such as heroine and hero. Obviously, we must have urgently required high-speed downloads, as 5G towers were erected on the orders of a government bureau. They neglected to tell us that they are required for the Internet of Things, and they don't mention what metals are in our daily dosage of chemtrails. If you've ever put tinfoil into a microwave, then you will know the combined effect will be more than one of just Aesop's fables. Although we were told that the hospitals were full to capacity, we witnessed many empty wards and staff dance routines. If anyone turned up ill, their family members were banned. I guess they wanted you alone in order to sample your genes. They done this by sticking a swab deep inside your nose, which pushes back against the blood-brain barrier, claiming that saliva was not a good enough way to determine if you were a deadly contagious virus carrier. Some say that this would cause some kind of brain drip, which could be fatal if they turn up the 5G frequency. Most consider these people insane conspiracy theorists. They believe politicians are the guardians of morals and decency. After all, they got us to show our deep loving gratitude by coming out of our cuckoo clocks every Thursday at 8, then clapping like trained seals as the virus paused for breath before we went back inside our caves to await our life or death fate. Behind the scenes, the corporations were extremely busy, buying tons of supplies of cancer-generating hand gel, putting up warning signs strongly urging us to social distance. This was the start of our slide into the new normal hell. The masses did not question these new safety guidelines. They have blind trust in those who tell them what to think, blissfully happy as long as the TV still programs their mind and they can still access their poisonous smokes and drink. Some people began to research just exactly what is a virus. They discovered that they are dead and they can't travel through air. It turns out that germ theory has never once been proven. Therefore, they had to conclude that it was all done to scare. What would they gain by getting the people to obediently comply with these new restrictions to their everyday freedom and life, unless they feed off our fear and have a sick ulterior motive, pushing men to depression with their trouble and strife? It is as if the medical establishment is inherently evil. Their only solutions are to take their scalpel and drugs. Not one of them explains the benefits of healthy eating. It is like they are the grasshoppers and we are the bugs. Before we knew it, the next mandate was for us all to wear masks, which act like a muzzle in order to shut us up from talking. Those who don't conform are treated like lepers or scum, even though the masks hinder people from breathing when walking. If it is for the collective good, then they will go along merrily. They don't need to research what tinfoil hat wearers say, for that may force them to take a look inside themselves, and they would rather save that for a day far, far away. So in the meantime, those with an active brain in their head will be cajoled into doing whatever Bill Gates says is good. The police and the army are on hand to forcibly force a special new vaccine which gives you permission to buy food. It will also be handy to get back to watching the footy, to travel on public transport, or indeed do anything. Never mind the fact that no vaccine has ever been proven to work. We will follow the social model like they have in Beijing. Scientists are working hard in labs to combine all kinds of nasties that will have a robot element to update you remotely. But one shot won't be enough to shut down your soul. They also require track and trace so you don't behave ghostly. Why would they do this? I know a lot of people are asking. Maybe every so often they have a culling and a great reset. We are just the goyim to them. We get what we deserve. They set up the system, but we are the ones who apply for their debt. If you take the time to look deeply into this whole tragic mess, you will see there's a battle going on waging war on your soul. Satan is real, and we believed his lies and deceptions, and to cut off humanity's connection to God is his long-time goal. Now artificial intelligence is here to merge man and machine, the transhumanist agenda to make us take the mark of the beast. Google and big tech has not just appeared out of nowhere. The people who run it just see us as part of their feast. I call them people, but like Elvis, they are devils in disguise. They torture, rape and murder newborn human babies, living underground in a secret network of interconnected cities. To me, they should be quarantined like a dog with rabies. They drink adrenochrome, which allows them to be possessed, and they pull the strings of government in every land. Are we going to wake up and do what is right once and for all? There isn't much time left for us to make a last fruitful stand. They have one weak spot which they are trying their best to bury. Spread the phrase, occupy the Getty, so everyone knows the plan. We must go down that secret bunker to stop their despotic schemes. And when we disinfect their headquarters, we can all stop acting like a caveman. That's that one. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Billy.
You're welcome. Catch you later.
Lots to think about. Okay, I hope you're feeling better.